Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Layla and for today's video I'm going to talk about 15 things that I do not buy or spend money on. I've actually filmed and uploaded a video on this topic before, but this was back at the beginning of 2020. There will be some overlap of the things that I've listed in that video compared to this video, but there's also some new things that I would add. And before I list everything, I do want to say that if you spend money in these areas that I'm about to talk about, that is okay. As I always say, personal finance is personal, so if you choose to spend in these areas, that is completely okay. There are some things that I purchase or things that I spend money on that other people do not want to spend money on whatsoever, you know? So everything I'm going to mention here is just what I choose not to spend my money on, and I'll explain each thing a little bit, but if you want to spend money on it, that is completely okay. The first thing that I don't spend money on is interest on any debts, and this is not something that I could say back in 2020, that's for sure, because I had a whole bunch of debt that was costing me a lot of interest on a monthly basis. Now I am debt-free and I don't pay interest ever. I still use my credit cards. I absolutely love using my credit cards, but I pay them off as I use them, and so I don't pay any interest for the purchases. Now that I'm debt-free, I obviously pay for everything that I need to, but outside of that, my money is just making me money because I have it in my high-yield savings account, so I am gaining interest there, and then the rest of my money I have invested, so I am gaining money there as well. Next up would be Christmas gifts, and this is something that is fairly new because as of a couple of years ago, my family has decided to stop doing Christmas gifts. Sometimes we'll buy like very small things, or like, I know last year I bought like candy for my mom and my sister, for example, or coffee or tea, something very small like that. But in the past, I used to have a budget for every single person in my life. It was a lot of people because my family is, I have a small immediate family, but there were quite a few people in my life that I felt like I had to buy gifts for. But eventually this all became too much, and my sister and I were actually the ones who were like, no gifts, don't buy us anything, we're not going to buy y'all anything, we're adults, like you don't need to, let's save our money, buy whatever you want to, you know, the kids, if you not that there's not many kids in my life, I don't have children, but yeah, my family agreed to it and it has been amazing. So I do still choose to celebrate birthdays. I think that is something that is more special and you can have like more of a surprise element to it. But as far as Christmas goes, I think quality time and like getting together for food and stuff is more meaningful and important. So I appreciate that much more than giving and receiving gifts at Christmas time. It's been a couple of years and it's been great. Not something that I want to change going forward. Kind of going along with that, number 3 would be seasonal decor. Now, I am all for seasonal decor, but it's something that throughout my adulthood, I've just always felt is an unnecessary expense, especially when people are buying every single year. Like they are buying what is trendy for the year and replacing their old decor and just repeatedly buying things. And then they just have this whole hoard of seasonal decor. I think that can be problematic and very wasteful. So while I do love the idea of seasonal decor, and I think it makes those times really cozy and fun, it's just not something that I usually partake in. So if anything, I'll have like pumpkins in the fall time, like real pumpkins in the fall time, or Christmas lights during the winter time, which I think is beautiful. That is something that I would be willing to purchase, but you're not going to see me buying like new throw pillows every year or a blanket that matches every single season, just because in my opinion, it kind of just adds more to my plate. Like once the season is over, I'm going to have to put those up and find somewhere to store those. And in the past, I had lived in an apartment, which I didn't have much storage space. It was very small. And then even now in the house that we're in, it's still pretty small and there's not that much space to put those things. So I think they can be fun, and I'm not saying I would never buy those things, but definitely not over consuming and like buying things every single year. I would absolutely love to have a solid collection and then just reuse those on an annual basis. Next up would be frequent phone upgrades. I've had this phone, the Google Pixel 7, for about 2 years now, so that's not that long, but before that I had a phone for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. I just know that I don't buy a phone every single year or every time the phone is upgraded. I always try to take care of my belongings. That includes my phone because these things are expensive. They are important. I want it to be in good conditions. I always have a case on it, first of all. This one's from Pila. And then I always have a screen protector on it. My screen is actually cracked. Just the screen protector though, not the actual screen because I have the protector on it. And that only happened like last month, but I'll just keep it on there and keep it protected because I want it to last as long as possible. Plus I always end up either selling my phone or turning turning it in to get a like trade-in value. So I want it to be in good a shape as possible so I can get the most money for it when it is time for me to upgrade. And that actually leads me to the next thing that I do not spend much money on, and that would be my phone plan. So shout out to Mint Mobile for partnering with me for this video. Now, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as $15 per month. I actually have the unlimited plan, so that is $30 per month, but that is much less than I've paid for any other plan. So if you are looking for a phone plan that has unlimited talk and text, access to 5G, access to mobile hotspot, high quality speed, data, and coverage, you want to keep your same phone number, you want to keep your same phone, then definitely consider making the switch to Mint Mobile. Making the switch to Mint Mobile is also very easy. Visit mintmobile.com/debtoverit. Enter in a little bit of information about yourself. From there, you can determine if your phone is eSIM compatible. And if your phone is eSIM compatible, you can set things up right from the comfort of your home in just a few minutes. If your phone is not eSIM compatible, do not worry. Mint Mobile will send you a SIM card. They'll get it to you within a couple of days at no extra cost to you, and then you can still set everything up on your own within just a few minutes. I've been using Mint Mobile for almost 2 years now. I absolutely love their service. Actually, when I go out in public places, I opt to use my mobile hotspot through Mint Mobile instead of the public Wi-Fi because I think it's safer and it's actually much faster. So if you want to save a little bit of money without the sacrifice, visit mintmobile.com/debtoverit, which is also linked down below in my description box. And you can get premium wireless for just $15 per month. And they actually still have their special offer going on right now where new customers can get any plan for $15 per month when they purchase a 3-month plan. And this includes the unlimited plan, which is typically $30 per month. So thank you again to Mint Mobile for partnering with me for this video, but also helping me to save some money. Next thing that I don't spend too much money on are excess subscriptions. So I do have a couple of subscriptions. I think everybody does at this point. I have Netflix, I pay for Spotify. I do get the gift card though, the $99 gift card. If you are a single person paying for Spotify, check out Amazon.com or even Walmart.com. Find the $99 Spotify gift card, and this will cover a full year. And that saves you like 20 something bucks for the full year. I think now they've increased the price, so it saves you even more. I don't know how long this is going to stay around, but that's what I do every year, and I've been doing that for years. Anyways, I don't pay for any other subscriptions outside of that. I have like my gym membership, of course, things like that, but I don't pay for Amazon Prime. I have Hulu through my sister, but if I didn't have that, I would not pay for it. There are sometimes I get free trials of things, like I bought an iPad a few months ago and I ended up getting Apple TV for 3 months, which I didn't even use. That was just free, but that's not something that I would pay for. Any other subscription or streaming services, I don't pay for. I don't think it's necessary. I think just having a couple of them is enough, maybe even just one of them or rotating them. And we really enjoy watching movies and shows and stuff, but a lot of my time is also taken up by reading books or just watching like free YouTube content. So I feel like with all of those options, I can get enough entertainment. I can get plenty of entertainment. Next thing would be nails. I don't get my nails done. I've probably gotten my nails done 5 times in my whole life. I just think it's way too expensive. I've always thought it's way too expensive. And more recently, it has skyrocketed. I think people pay like $100+ for their hands and their toes to be done. And that to me, I can't fathom paying for that. That's fine if y'all want to do it. I think everybody's nails look super cute when they're done, and I love the colors and stuff. But I've actually realized that I really don't even like polish on my nails or anything on my nails, even if they're professionally done. Actually, especially when they're professionally done, because I can't get the polish off fast enough or it really damages my nails. The last time I got them done was actually in Colombia last year, the country Colombia. My boyfriend paid for it though, because he had the currency and paid in cash. It was like $15 USD because it's much more affordable in Colombia. And they were super cute and beautiful, but after a few weeks, they start to drive me crazy. And I always have hated that when I start peeling them off, which you shouldn't do, it really damages your nails, or it starts to like lift and my hair would get caught in it or my clothes would get caught in it, and then it just started looking ugly. Obviously those types of nails you have to like soak off, but I've always just hated that whole process, and I actually really prefer how my nails look when they're bare. I know a lot of people won't agree with that, but I think they look nice. I have healthy nails and this is how I feel comfortable. Same with my toenails. Going along with that would be my hair. I don't get it cut professionally. I definitely don't add any color to it. I used to in the past. I would dye it on my own and have to keep up with that on a monthly basis, and I think it's just something I don't want to keep up with. I actually did get my hair cut professionally last year in 2023, before that trip to Colombia actually, and it was just such a waste of money. I was so mad that I went and did. I was like, okay, I'll give this. It was a great salon. They had amazing reviews. I found a specific stylist who I wanted to go with. I was like, this is what I want. But what ends up happening is, sure, the haircut is great and it looks good because they style it that way. The haircut wasn't bad or anything, but because they're washing, they're cutting it, they're blowing it out, it looks so phenomenal for the first day or two. But after that, it's like, I could have done this, you know? And that's what I do now. So I give myself my own haircuts. I give myself these little curtain bangs. I also have a hairstyle that's just very easy to keep up with. It's just very long. I just let it grow. I don't have a bob or anything, so I don't have to get it cut frequently or do it myself frequently. I could get away with cutting my hair once a year if I wanted to. I could probably go even longer than that, honestly. A few years ago, I bought a pair of scissors that were pretty good for cutting hair, and I just use those whenever I kind of feel up for it. And this is something I've been doing since I was a teenager, so I've gotten pretty good at it, and I like the way that I cut my hair, so I will continue to do this. I also don't add any color to my hair, so I don't have to keep up with it. I really like my natural hair color, so yeah, I'm just sticking with it. Next thing would be makeup. I don't buy any makeup, and this is a huge change from, if you look back at when I was in college 10, 12 years ago, I would buy so much makeup. Like anytime I made money, that's what I was buying. Makeup, hair tools, clothes, all of that was where I was spending my money. But now I don't wear any makeup. I fill in my eyebrows because they're a little bit sparse, and I just use the same brow powder for years and years and years, and it barely ever goes away because I just use a tiny little bit of product. And if I were to run out of that, that's what I would replace. So I have a tiny little makeup brush that I've had since college, and then that brow powder, that is all that I use. When I was back in college, that was definitely something that I enjoyed as a hobby and as a way to express myself. Back then, that was something that was huge on YouTube, like the beauty YouTubers, so I would be influenced to buy things because of them, and I would try out different makeup techniques and stuff. I thought it was really fun, but as the years have passed, I have just grown to hate the feeling of makeup on my face. Like, I cannot stand it. I think it's suffocating. I feel like I can't touch my face. Even if I wear just a little bit of mascara, my eyes are like super itchy and I can't do it. So please don't take this as like, oh, I'm so perfect, my skin is clear and phenomenal, so I don't have to wear makeup. Like, no, I still have flaws, and I'm sure some people look and are like, oh, she should probably cover that up, but I really don't care, and it's mostly because I can't stand the feeling of things on me. Like, same with the nails. I don't like that feeling. It starts to feel really heavy throughout the day. I go to the gym every day, so it would just like sweat off and get really nasty. So, and yeah, I've kind of just learned to embrace my flaws. I don't have perfect skin by any means. Y'all know that I have rosacea and red skin, but I don't cover it up. It's my face. That's what it is. Next thing would be tattoos. I do not have any tattoos, and I probably will never get a tattoo in my life. I know they say never. Like, I wouldn't absolutely be opposed to it, but I think it's really rare for people not to have tattoos, and I really just like not having one. I also know myself pretty well, and I'm pretty positive that if I were to get one, even if I thought it was beautiful or I really loved it, that I would grow to hate it. Like, I would instantly regret it and be upset that I got it. And I don't want to put myself through that. They obviously can be quite expensive as well. I understand why people get them. Like, a lot of times it's a way to express yourself, or it's, in memory of somebody or something very meaningful to people. But for me, it's never been something I've truly, truly wanted. I've also seen some ideas or other people's tattoos that I think are absolutely beautiful, but on my body, I don't think I would like them. I do not buy designer bags or clothes. You will never see me with Coach or Gucci or it'll just never happen. That one I feel pretty confident about saying. Like, unless somebody were to gift it to me and I actually liked it and I would use it, but otherwise you won't catch me buying designer anything. Most of those things I just don't think even look good. They're definitely not worth my money. Again, it's something I can understand why people want to buy them, but not for me. The other thing is, I'm not somebody who really dresses up a lot. It's really rare for me to, like, I'm very comfortable in like jean shorts or just some jeans and a comfy t-shirt or workout clothes, something like that. So I either have on a fanny pack, or I'm wearing nothing and I'm just carrying my wallet, my keys, and my phone, or I have like a tote bag. It's not very often that you see me with actual purse, definitely not a designer purse, but if I am carrying one, it's been gifted to me. Next thing would be food delivery. I never pay for food to be delivered to me. I have a really hard time with spending on food out in general, so I definitely will not be paying somebody to pick it up and come and deliver it to me. I've done it before, but usually it's because I had a gift card, like credit for Uber Eats or something, so I was able, it wasn't with my own money, it was with a gift card. Personally, I prefer to order ahead and then go and pick up. That's usually what I do. But there are even sometimes certain restaurants where I prefer to actually order while I'm there and watch things being prepared, or just so that I'm there to be able to check my order and make sure it's correct, so that if anything is wrong or if anything is missing, I can correct it then and there. I've noticed by doing this, you actually usually get more food. Like if you're ordering at Chipotle, they'll give you more food. You can request more rice or like more protein, whatever. There's also been times where I've been given something that I literally cannot eat or I choose not to eat. So I am vegan, and there was one time I got a soup from somewhere. I ordered like a vegetable minestrone soup. It was supposed to be vegan, but they gave me a full-on meat stew or something. So it's like, obviously, if I would have had that delivered, I wouldn't have even been able to eat half of my food, and I would have been really upset. Yeah, for me, it's an area I really don't like spending money on, and just for so many reasons, I would just much rather be able to check on my food instead of having somebody else handle that. I do not buy bottled water, cans of soda, anything like that. It's pretty rare for me to buy drinks. Sometimes when going out to eat, we'll get like a diet soda or something because it's like good with the food, but it's not too often that, like, you definitely won't see me buying water bottles because I just use my Hydro Flask. I don't buy a Stanley. I don't have a Stanley. I have my Hydro Flask that I got as a gift from back in 2016, I think. Still use that same one. And we have filtered water in our fridge, so that's what I use. But yeah, the only time that I'm buying bottled soda or like cans of soda is if we're going to be hosting and, you know, there's going to be guests there and they probably don't want just water, coffee, or tea. But yeah, for me, this is obviously a way to save money and reduce costs, but also to reduce consumption and use of plastic. Kind of going along with that, I do not buy any alcohol. I don't drink whatsoever. When I go out, I don't drink either. It's so expensive. I also think alcohol, like, no judgment to any of y'all who drink, but I think alcohol is like one of the worst things that humans can consume. Like, it is so bad for our body. I also have an autoimmune disease where if I were to drink that, it would hurt me. Like, I'm not supposed to drink that, you know? I don't like the taste of it. I don't like how I've only ever had sips of alcohol and immediately it like burns my esophagus because I'm obviously not, I don't have any sort of tolerance build up to it. But aside from tiny little sips of like fruity drinks, I've never drank. Definitely personal preference. I like to be clear-minded and have control of my body and my thoughts. I also don't want to spend money on it because I see when I go to like concerts or restaurants, it's like $16 plus for a drink, which is insane to me. I don't buy drugs either, so that helps too. Okay, and then final thing that I'm going to include on this list would be unnecessary workout supplements. Some people may not know this about me, but I love the gym. I am a weightlifter and I used to be a huge gym bro. Like back in the day, back in college, I was buying all the pre-workout. I would buy the amino acids, all of these BS supplements that honestly are so bad for you and unnecessary. So in the past, definitely something I've spent hundreds on per year. But now that I am much more health conscious and want to be more healthy while also being strong and look good, feel good, I only buy protein. I buy clean protein at that. There's no like added gums to it, no BS added to it, no sucralose. Anything with sucralose I avoid. And the other supplement that I consume is creatine. So creatine and protein, that is it. And the creatine that I buy is just straight creatine. There's no flavors added to it. I just mix it with my protein. Everything else I've found to be completely unnecessary. I do buy quite a few vitamins to, you know, keep up with my health. I also, like I said before, I have an autoimmune disease, so there are some things that I need to supplement with. And also because I'm vegan, you know, I make sure I get my B vitamins, my vitamin D3, all of those sorts of things. But I won't be buying like pre-workout amino acids it's not in my budget anymore. That's everything that I'm gonna list for this video. There's obviously other things in my life that I don't buy, and there's obviously some things, like I said at the beginning, that I do buy and others may not spend their money on. Let me know if y'all have any questions. Feel free to comment down below what you don't spend your money on, or if there's anything on this list that you do spend money on because you think it's worth it. I would love to hear it. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one.